Good afternoon and welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to the very highly anticipated match as South Africa take on Lesotho. We're at the Seshego Stadium in Polokwane. We have a look at the group standings in Group A. South Africa with 6 points, the first team to qualify for the knockout stages. Malawi in second position, and the bottom half is Lesotho. And teams being led out by the officials this afternoon. South Africa bringing out a new look side against the experienced Lesotho outfit, a team that is yet to win a single match in this tournament. They have their backs against the ball, but they're looking to cause a major upset. With Banyana having qualified, let's hope that complacency is not the order of the day. As the two teams line up, the national anthems of South Africa will be first up, and then followed by that of Lesotho. Who is your money on? Can Lesotho, who is searching for their first win, inflict the pain that neither South Africans will believe?
Ladies and gentlemen, please stand for the national anthems. First of Lesotho. Please remain standing for the national anthem of South Africa. As South Africa is set and looking forward to continue their winning streak, it is Lesotho who have the belief and the hope of the people of Lesotho to get at least a point, if not 3. Here is the lineup for South Africa. Dineo Magagula, Antonia Mamponya, Unati Ismaile, Chuto Pila, Sinekuku Zondi,
Gugu Dlamini, Zoe October, who makes a debut in today's match. Sponga Gonke Mrobe, Fiona Namanyana, another debut for the lady from Copperbelt, and Bonolo Mokoma, as well as Torisho Mpeto. As South Africa line up with a very balanced 4-4-2 formation, classic setup that is used to try and break down the opposition, and one consisting of 4 defenders, 2 centre-backs, 2 full-backs, and that is in the form of Maponya and Zondi, who will be expected to connect with the midfielders. Here are the officials: Ilodi, Virginia, Libaharivoni, she is from Madagascar, Henry Lalaina Asombola, Raza Fitsalama, and Santa Ravelo Rafana Mezalutua. The 4th official is Gimo Grace. The captain is Dineo Magagula of TS Galaxy, goalkeeper of the season. That is for South Africa. The captain for Lesotho is none other than Puzile Molefe, the 29-year-old, very experienced player who plays for Perea Ladies. That is the lineup for Lesotho. From the back is Dineo Fanyanyana, Ntebo Heleng Ramasoko, Liteboho Jobe, Tabeseng Potsane, Bohang Nsane, Lerato Soinyana, Rebecca Monese, Mokhotu Molemo, Namanyana Reitumetsi, Makhotso Moluesi, and Puzile Molefe. That is the lineup for Lesotho. They come in with a 4-3-3 formation, looking for an attacking and impetus, and looking to put South Africa on the back foot. Well, alongside me is Pinky Majekane. Just looking at those 2 formations, what do you take of the game this afternoon?
I think Banyana is looking to dominate this game. You know, they have the midfield jam-packed. And with Eswatini, I think we're looking at them attacking more. They have, 3 players who are attacking, but also they have 2 attacking midfielders.
Well, as the South African teams line up, absolute balance with the width, the 2 fullbacks, Maponya, as well as Zondi, who are to execute some sort of support, and looking at the wide midfielders to support that defensive attack in the midfield. You've got the central midfielders to control the tempo and winning that ball. October Mzobe, Fiona, as well as Dlamini. Up front, the dual striking partnership of Mokoma and Mpeto expected to create those chances, one being the target player, and that could be Bonolo Mokoma, and the other absolutely mobile, that is Torisho Mpeto, playing a football for JVW. The 17-year-old is an absolute find, an absolute gem is what is described by her coach, that is Janine van Wyk. It is South Africa that will get us underway in the all-yellow uniform from the left to the right of your screen. So just to also solidify defensively that back line, that is really one that's going to prove to be hard to break down with the 4 defenders, and perhaps a counter-attack every now and then from the midfielders, and quick counter-attack opportunities being created very early in the match. Will maybe ask questions of Bokang Tsane and Tebokheleng Matsuku, as well as Jobe in that defense. Free kick for South Africa. Referee Ilodi says play according to the whistle. There is 4 players in the wall that is organized by Dineo Fanyana, or Fanyana rather, the 27-year-old. This is the second game is Dineo, and she is one of the 2 goalkeepers that have been utilized in this tournament. So South Africa with an opportunity to take that set piece. Ball whipped into the box, keeper gets a hand to it, just turns it over for a corner. Zoe October making her debut, making history in the process is Zoe October, the only player to play for Banyana Banyana, having played for the lower divisions, playing on football for Spurs Women's Football Club out in the Sasser League. Corner. There's an option to play it short. There's an option to play it long. There is 4 players in the box. Bonola. You have Gugu. You have Kutsopila. On the edge of the box is Zoe. That ball taking the deflection. Zoe October looking at ball in. Keeper comes out. Stands her ground and is not to be intimidated.
Absolutely. Lesotho are trying to get their feet together. Banyana is coming to them, but they, so far, they're doing a pretty good job at their back line.
Still pretty early stages for team to try and get their rhythm. And a foul. Good sportsmanship being shared between the players as Fiona Namanyana has helped on to a feet. She is the home girl, Fiona. Their stands are full to capacity to come and witness their player. That is the earlier set piece from Zoe October. No, it's not March, February. It is Zoe October in the month of March, or February in the month of love. Whichever way you look at it. Here's an opportunity for Lesotho to conjure up a couple of passes. Bonolo plays with the back against the defense. And, she will be horribly reminded by the nibbling of the ankles of the defenders that she should really turn and face the opposition, take on the opposition. She's got the pace as the throw-in is taken. Smail, he had a fantastic game against Angola. One of 4 players that have remained in the starting lineup from the previous outfit against Angola, in which South Africa won by 2-0. Looking for the quick interchange. Just to remind one and all that the sharpness level's not where the coach wants them to be. The Hollywood Bets Super League has not taken off in South Africa. Bonolo gives chase and runs out of room.
She could be very dangerous when she gets the ball. She's the type of player who can be able to handle the ball, take shots, and be in the right place at the right time.
A reading of the game as exceptional is Bonolo Makoma. Weakness is playing with the back against the wall, against the defenders. Yes, Lesotho looking to drive this game for the moment, have got a lot of defending to do. Liteboho Jobe was playing a football for Berea Ladies, is one of 4 ladies that has played every minute of every match for Lesotho. Dispossessed. Here's Mzobe, who takes her eye off the ball momentarily. Here's the pace of Lesotho, who's broken that offside trap that is being managed by Kutsopila. And the assistant referee, Santa Travirero, is making sure that that flag goes up instantly. And Lesotho with a very flexible formation. The 3 in the midfielders forming a strong base. The defensive midfielder, Rebecca Munese, is one that will be shielding the defense. And up front, you've got Moloisi Mokgotso, who will be dictating the tempo. The wingers, Namanane and Molefe, outstretched, but now and then will maybe fall deeper into the midfield. Here's an opportunity for South Africa. First touch is heavy. Toriso Mpeto, the 17-year-old who's played for the under-17 and under-20 and gets a senior call-up. Toriso Mpeto plays for JVW.
Yeah, I've seen her journey through when she was 17, playing for under-17, under-20, and now she's making her mark in the national team. A young future player that we're seeing right now.
Very exceptional as Mokgotso goes up with a foot in the face of Smaile. She stayed down. Is Unat Ismail She's also played 90 minutes in the previous match. Smaile against Angola had a fantastic day at the office. The two centre-backs, Onati, maybe Coach Desiree just wanting a final look as she prepares her team for the women's WAFCON. As we have a look at the earlier set piece of October, ball delivered in the box, keeper gets a hand to it, and the result thereof is a corner. The last touch coming off goalkeeper Dineo. Is Zoe again in the thick of things as Pila, and keeper was in a promising position and made sure that she stood firm. Smaile on her feet, played short with Dineo. Pila calling for the ball. Here's Torisho looking at the edge of the box. Bonolo yet again playing with the face, with the back against the defenders. South Africa forced backwards, but some lovely skill there by Zinekuku, and out it goes for another throw in.
Lack of communication from Lesotho. I mean, 3 players going on 1 player. You know, that shows that there isn't discipline at the back.
Zinekuku losing out. It's going to be a busy afternoon for Lesotho, who are sitting at the bottom of Group A, yet to collect maximum points. Bounce of the ball picked up by Zondi. Torisho. Referee doesn't like the challenge on Jobe. The 4-3-3, very vulnerable on the counter-attacks. Torisho, good first touch. Gets the return ball and down she goes. Torisho. Referee lending a hand, getting the player up on her feet. Fiona Namanane was down. Torisho went down. Is South Africa on the left. That ball just skidding off the boot of Ntsane. Lesotho Defence Force ladies has about 6 players in the side. Some players returning from military service to lend a hand to their country. The great Rabale of Mamelodi Sundowns also part of this team, but is yet to honor a call-up. Boitumelo Rabale, so much is spoken of, so much is written of the player in South African terms of the Hollywood Bets Super League, is usually there amongst the top goal scorers of the league. Throw in. 10 minutes in the bag, 0-0 the scoreline.
South Africa is still trying to find those spaces to penetrate the defense of Lesotho.
Maponya with the throw in. It is Lesotho, and the outstretched arm of Maponya is of Dlamini, rather, Gugu Dlamini, just gives Lesotho the free kick. Nicely spotted there by the assistant referee. Ball hangs in the air. Becomes very difficult, I'm sure, for the coach to motivate the players when the job is already done. Looking for the return ball was Mukomo, but pretty much a hospital pass. He has an opportunity for Zoe October. Releases that ball, and Mzobe tries to ask questions of the defense of Lesotho. You've got to compliment Kutsopila for calmness in that defense. Smaile. Here's an opportunity for Lesotho inside the box. Chance that's coming. A begging player goes down easily. Smaile. Torisho. October. Ball bobbling. Torisho. Free kick. Can they make it with this particular set piece? Can they poke holes in the South African defense? Here's the earlier concerns, and a good run coming in from Reitumetse Namane, and down she goes in the box. Was looking perhaps for a penalty, and rightfully so. Why not? Eventually the referee opts for a free kick. So Magagula is asking the questions, who's supposed to be there? Well, three-man war.
Smaile there was being casual, and she was caught off guard, you know, not being able to clear that ball, and Lesotho almost capitalized this.
So 4 or 5 players in the box. It's direct in front of the goal mouth, hence the number of players in the box. Maponya, South Africa with 2 clean sheets. Could this be where they concede their first goal? Bear in mind that Lesotho have scored against Angola. They also scored against Malawi. There's nothing stopping them from scoring against South Africa. Mahotso is on the ball, and hovering over it is also Mulemo. It looks like Mulemo takes a strike, and that is easy for Dineo Magagula. Given that captain's armband. Well, when we do get another look at that, shows you it was pretty tame. But also just having a look at the team sheet for Banyana, there is no Lona Temba Mhlongo. She is absent. There is no Spahle Maneli. She too is absent. There is no Nhlanhla Mthandi and Sibulele Holweni. Thabiseng Majia and Tato Mufolo are the other 2 players that reported absent in this particular match. But you do have a bench as well in Khadebe, O'Malley Makhulula, Tusi Mhlongo, and Salgado, who drifts. And Magagula will just take a time about getting proceedings. Not forgetting Isabella Alexia Ludwig, Casey Gordon, the young up-and-coming goalkeeper, who has really been put in the camper on a number of occasions to get to feed off the experience of Andile Dlamini, Kalen Swart. Rubbing shoulders with such quality is always a pleasure for any young goalkeeper who's hoping one day to take that jersey and fill in those shoes. She is capable. Jessica Williams, another one of those players who really struggles to recognize her talent, but is out there. She is out there, Jessica Williams. She's one of those players that had a beautiful goal in Port Elizabeth from a free kick. Zondi, Makoma.
So with the coach trying to introduce new players, I think we're struggling to put passes together.
You look aside, and one's got to compliment Dr. Days, who's been able to use all 24 players that have been registered for this tournament.
Absolutely.
So nobody can go home and say, I never got a chance. Lesotho get the free kick. Koma looks on bewildered, wondering, what did I do? It's Lesotho. Under pressure is Pila. Fantastic play. Torisho, Zoe. Out to the left. Dlamini with the step over. Some skill. And that move had to be stopped by Nsane Bokang. You don't want South Africa to gain the momentum. You don't want South Africa to impose, pretty much like Zambia. You give them the free room, you give them the spaces. Punishment is the ultimate.
Yeah, we are known for the chibobos and the trickiness, so you don't give South Africa that space to, you know, trickle you.
Well, Kutsapila, who protects that ball so well. Zoe playing a little deeper. I expected her maybe. Guess in a 4-3-3, she's definitely in that front line. Looking to get space, create space, and then deliver that ball, but maybe doing a little too much. Maponya under pressure. And here's Manna from Emven. Magotso! That should have been the first goal of the match. A mistake made by Maponya. Keeper came out, troubled the defense just by presence. So we have a look at that again. That is the mistake made by Maponya. A bit of a hospital pass. Look at Magagula. She's beaten, but she wags the finger. And I can assure you, if you can lip read, she apologizes almost immediately, but the corner is given to Lesotho.
She took her eyes off there, and by the time she realized she made that pass, it was too late.
Well, you are looking for the attacking players to pounce on such situations. You're also expecting them to punish you in those situations. Players going through the motions, and the technical bench just giving instructions to players like Tusi, Ludwig to warm up and get ready. So the free kick is to be taken. Soyana delivers the ball. Maponya gets it away. Hustling away is Maponya. A bit of a push. And the lipstick lady doesn't complain much. That is Rebecca Munese. Plays for Lesotho Defence Force. Magagula under pressure. Toying with the danger. Bonolo. Different player in the colors of JVW. Very exciting. I think her body language in this match is one that I'm sure the coach will tell her to improve. Lesotho. Crowd are getting pretty impatient. Maponya picked up by Mzobe. That as far as Nsane. Mzobe. Torisho having moved to the left-hand side. Here's Maponya. Player goes down. Lerato, who is just getting in those challenges. But Fiona is a pretty tricky customer in that midfield. There's Namanane of Copper Belts. She gets up and gets on with it. Unat Ismail. 0-0 the scoreline after 20 minutes. Torisho battling away with Ntabe Heleng Potsan. Ismail picks it up. Maponya hoofs it in the air. Torisho will fight for it. She comes away with it. Maponya, a last touch coming off South Africa to throw in for Lesotho.
Lesotho has been doing a great job, especially on the right flank, right wing, you know, attacking more, making those runs and then making South Africa to make mistakes.
Pretty cagey affair this is. You look at the last time South Africa won this tournament, it was in 2020. They came close in 2022 and 2024 as the runners-up, and you'll remember that intense penalty shootout in which Zambia eventually ended up winners by 4 penalties to 3. And that was the tournament. So look at a beauty, taking 1 out of the top draw. That's what she can do.
Absolutely.
That's what she can do, is Bonolo Mukoma, the 18-year-old, flashing a shot from distance. And keeper, though, to be fair, had an eye on it for in most parts of that humdinger. So talking about Zambia, who were clinical in 2024, scoring 10 goals en route to the final, not conceding a single goal up until the penalty shootout. Zondi. Maponya. Here's Zoe. Picks up an opportunity for South Africa. Dlamini, ball in the box. Bonolo, Zoe plays it back and is in no hurry to take a shot. Zondi, disappointed when South Africa had the opportunity to take a shot. The ladies were in no hurry to do so, played it back. This was the moment that one had Kuku Dlamini just playing that ball back for Bonolo, and oncoming Zoe decides, nope, she'll just dummy that. She was hoping that she would take a strike.
Yeah, she was supposed to hit that ball. You know, that opportunity, especially when you get opportunities like that at their half, make use.
Maponya. Ismail misses that ball. It's an opportunity for Makgotso to attack with Namane. Lesotho go back, playing a much better game is Lesotho. Molemo, they just need a little bit more time together, this team. When the tournament starts, we're pretty much on the receiving end. Here's an opportunity for Lesotho. And that ball just ricocheting off the shins, but more worrying was the offside flag. Taken down nicely by Makgotso.
Yet again, we're seeing Lesotho taking advantages of that right wing, making those passes, making those runs, and troubling South Africa.
So water break is Andile Dlamini is in attendance to see the young guns, how they navigate their way with the cooling break. Is Zimbabweans also enjoying the singing. Lauren in the crowd, and Kaylin Swart. And Dlamini. Good to see. He's asking the crowd to get behind the ladies. Andile Dlamini, South Africa's #1. She's applying for that job as the PRO for Banyana Banyana. Gone are the days where you would have a PRO on the touchline getting the players going or getting the crowd going, but she seems to be doing well. She seems to be getting the crowd singing. Even Lauren. I wonder where's Bambanani Bane. The two darlings of South African football. Every now and then you get an opportunity where Lauren has been given some dancing lessons, a manager that has been ever present with Banyana Banyana, but still doesn't come close to Lady Di, Dara Carroll, who contributed immensely to women's football. Dara Carroll, what a manager, what a pleasure it was, a mother figure, a great professional, and one who loved the players with everything that she had. She had, her heart is as big as a Soweto taxi. There was always place for one more. 26 minutes on the clock. Zoe keeping the bounce, beaten to the ball. It's Kusopila. Lesotho running into trouble, but eventually doing well to stay on her feet as Rebecca Monese. Botane gets a throw in for Lesotho. Maponya seems to be wanting in today's matches, Maponya, where the conditions proving to be a challenge in the earlier match. Zambia and Eswatini. Zambia doing enough to get over the line by 2-1. A little bit of a scary moment as goal was scored in the 15th minute by Lesotho Mohale to give Eswatini the lead. Mzobe.
Good pressure from South Africa.
The throw-in. Zondi needs to get back into position. Been pretty much of a live wire. Makhoto now and then taking on Smaile. A battle between the two of them. Smaile eventually winning that one with Zondi available. The last touch of Makhoto is the skill that we get to see from Makhoto Moloisi. Unati is having none of it. Says, not under my watch.
Simela finding herself on the right side, you know, taking on the player from Lesotho, but doing pretty well there, standing on her feet, not falling.
So Lesotho in 2019 were eliminated in the group stages. 2021 during COVID, they did not risk to be part of the tournament, and group stages has been pretty much the survival mode of Lesotho, yet to threaten teams in this group have been on the receiving end. 11 goals that have been conceded. Sinekuku Zondi just holding the midriff area and tripping on top of the ball. That is enough to knock your wind out. Pila. Zondi plays it back with Pila. She could use a goalkeeper if she wants. Kuto.
South Africa being clumsy there, you know, passing a ball, a 50-50 ball that can get, you know, your teammate into trouble or injured.
Yeah, a bit of a hospital pass in that moment, but Sinekuku takes a throw in, and Makhoto, who's en route to goal. Beauty! Brilliant effort! Maloisi Makhoto gets the goal. Brilliant effort by Lesotho, and there's no clean sheet for Magagula, and the celebrations for Makhoto. We spoke about against the run of play. Keeper who's left a line. Makhoto did well to beat Kutso Pila, and did well with the left foot. And Dineo can't do much as Lesotho gets the first goal. So now they've scored against every single opponent they played against. So Lesotho in the lead. took their chance. Wasn't that many, but Makgotso has been threatening throughout this match. Torisho.
Speaking of Makgotso, this is the second opportunity, same opportunity that she's getting. Luckily, she utilized the opportunity now.
Seems to be having a bleeding nose as Makgotso went down, and was being treated there with some ice. Let's have a look at the goal that was scored here as Makgotso created space for herself. The cover defense of Simaile was slow in coming, and for Makgotso, a beauty. She's really been a live wire for Lesotho. Makgotso showing good strength, good balance.
And what was impressive about that goal is that she drove the ball with her right and scored with her left.
Well, she is one of those players that has been very comfortable throughout the tournament, been problematic, but the result doesn't change much in this group. South Africa having booked their spot. Angola and Malawi are battling it out at the old Peter Mokaba Stadium. Michelle Shapanga and Rhoda Mlaudzi are commentating on that match. "33 minutes. The scoreline is indeed correct if you are asking yourself what has happened. Lesotho have taken the lead. Kutsopila. Makgotso in the box. Lesotho with the Mzobe. Eventually get it away, but that's as far as Lerato, and it will trickle over the line for a goal kick. And Lerato plays a football for Kick for Life. This being her second match. 22-year-old of Lesotho. Kutsopila. Here's Bunolo. Will use her pace. Bunolo looking to thread that ball through. And you got to compliment Ramatsoku. She did well to run that race with Bunolo. She did well to close the angle. She did make sure her presence was felt. It's played short. Mzobe will want to go down the line. Mzobe. Ball was in play. Taking an eye off the ball. Fiona Namanana. Smaile under pressure from Namane. Ball goes out for a throw-in. Turning defense into attack. Their counter-attack has been quite impressive, Lesotho.
Oh, absolutely. They've been making South Africa work, you know. This is a game that we expected South Africa to pull, you know, just to bring their A game.
But Pinky,
yeah,
let me just remind you.
Yeah.
Against, in the previous match, Zambia expected to run riot.
Right.
Didn't. They conceded first.
They did.
Against who? Unfancied Eswatini.
They did, yes.
Then the coach brought on the heavy metal,
yes,
onto the field and turned the game around. It's business as usual. At times when you are building,
yeah,
you need to bring in the young players. Maponya on the ball, and eventually that ball trickles over the line. So because the combinations are not coming to the fold, you allow the game to play out. And once you get those combinations, because the bigger project is WAFCON.
Yeah.
Same for Zambia.
Yeah.
They were not at all perturbed by conceding early. So it's pretty much a similar affair between the two. But one thing that is certain, they've got the bomb squad, if I could call it that, on the bench that could come on and change the complexion of the match.
Absolutely, you're right. I mean, these other players, they also need an opportunity to play.
Sinakuku, ball coming out from inside. That was a good defensive header. When you look at that ball again, it looks as if it could have been inside. Let's have a look. Keeper misses it. But number 17 is inside the box when she heads that ball. But again, the assistant, Henry Lalaina Asombola, doesn't believe that ball had crossed the line. Have a look at that corner. Look at number 14. She's inside. I'll leave it to the analysts and the referee. Bonolo. And that goes out for a goal kick.
So you reckon that was a... Let's just park it there.
We'll park it.
Yeah.
For Eloidi, Virginia Levaharivoni, expecting the support from Henry Lalaina Asombola. Have a look at it one more time. Look at where number 14 is. She's on the line. But when she plays that ball or make a connection, as it dips, because it did have a lot of spin. Here's an opportunity for Toriso! Brilliant! The 17-year-old, under 17, under 20 international, announcing the danger that she possesses. Toriso Mpelo gets a name on the score sheet to cancel out Lesotho. Good way to respond. Ball was out on the left. Similar angle to that of Gabriela Salgado. And keeper was beaten. Crowd finding their voices. Toriso Mpilo. Young Toriso has now got a goal to her name.
Yeah.
And this will go a long way for her confidence.
He actually took my words. I was going to say the confidence that she will get from this goal. It's going to be unbelievable.
Well, a bit of holding from the captain. That's Phuzile Molefe. Free kick though for Lesotho. Ramasoko. Good take on the chest by Fiona. Maponya looking to peel away from the defense. Run away from Simaile is the goal scorer Makgotso. The ball goes out for a goal kick.
We could hear the fans, you know, singing and celebrating that goal. South African has really redeemed themselves here.
Well, it was a matter of time with the amount of ball possession they are enjoying with the last 5 minutes of the first 45 with Group A. South Africa, Malawi, Angola. And it is Malawi and Angola who currently have 3 points that are fighting to finish second in this group. Away by Unati. 3 venues for this tournament, 11 teams, the 13th edition. And, looking for a new champion. Zambia defending champions. Malawi, who became the 4th nation to win this competition in 2023. They too are in the same group as South Africa. Ball in, header, and It is Pila that will look for an attack. Mzobe sends it forward for Torisha. She'll chase at everything on offer, and the keeper's very quick to respond. Well, the Hollywood Bets COSAFA Championship is one that continues to invest in the growth of women's football, catalyst of success in women's football. As we have a look at that earlier attempt with South Africa's Mzobe just standing on the feet there, or the toes of Rebecca Monese, and hence she stayed down and receiving treatment. Mamasabi. Well, thank you, Seshiko. Thank you, Polokwane, for the support out here. And the ladies have not disappointed. 27 goals up until yesterday. We've added a few more today. And that ball goes out. Zambia winning by 2-1. Bonolo. She's not given much time on the ball as Bonolo. Well, a number of these players know each other. Some of the youth tournaments that are played, Bonolo, Zoe, keeper, who's maybe got a better view of everything from the back. Kutsopila looking for some movement. Senekuku. Zobe seems to be full of running. Player brought down and the referee doesn't see anything wrong. Fiona Namanyana, the crowd don't like that. She is the crowd favorite. It is a hometown. Fiona, Copper Bells, which is the team that she plays for. This is a bit of a breeze. Mzobe sending it right back from where it came from. It's a throw into South Africa. Lesotho 1, South Africa 1. Just your summation of the first 45, Pinky. South Africa, when we look at what they didn't do, as that ball is whooped into the box for the moment.
I think, I think we should have had 3 goals by now, because we've created those opportunities, but we are just unable to finish it.
Mzobe has remained. It's Senekuku has remained on the ground. Took the full might of the captain there, Molifi, in the midriff. Grimacing in some sort of pain. She stayed down. And teammates, medical team around her, just to make sure that she is well. So just 2 minutes to be added to the first 45. You were still explaining the summation.
Yes, I was saying South Africa had created opportunities, especially in the middle. We were so comfortable with the ball, you know, creating those opportunities up front.
Well, here's the goal. A beautiful piece of play from Mokgotso, skinning that defense and eventually picking a spot and pocketing on a South African side that had left pockets of space in that defense. Then South Africa countered with young Torisha Mpeto, narrowed the angle, but still found a way to poke that ball in the back of the net, and hence we have a scoreline that reads on the top of your screen, saying South Africa 1 and Lesotho 1. Maponya.
Took her eyes off the ball there.
Throw in for Lesotho. Mobility in the middle of the park is what you want to see. They've done well up front. They've been troublesome, Lesotho. As this half comes to almost a close, here's Torisho looking for Namanyana. Namanyana finds Mukomo. And Mukomo loses way too many balls. Ball over the top, looking for Namane, but finds Maponya. October. Maponya shepherding that ball. Eventually it's Mzobe that comes to the rescue. And she just brings a goalkeeper in. Kuto. Mamelodi Sundowns will be super proud with this product. Well, Dr. Dez is off a touchline and looking at the players being very casual in that defense. Referee Lloyd, Virginia. Then just blows a whistle to bring an end to the first 45 minutes. A goal scorer in Torisho Mpeto, JVW player, has made a mark. Bokomo had a few chances to maybe try and increase the tally, didn't come off. The defense closing her out absolutely importantly. And Lesotho, on the other hand, just making sure they create a scare. And if they scored one in the opening minutes, they could score another. But we're looking at 52% ball possession in favor of South Africa. Do join us for the next 45. South Africa and Lesotho.
Oh, first teams to score.
Be in the game.
Welcome back to the second half, and it is South Africa and Lesotho that are doing duty in the COSAFA 2025 tournament. 1-1 is the scoreline, the 11th edition, and South Africa just making 3 changes. Gabriela Salgado making an entry, so did Asanda Khadebe, as well as Regina Makhulula. 4 players that have come in and are hoping to turn this game on its head. So here's an opportunity for Salgado, and the offside flag going up almost instantly. The impact of Salgado is felt around the field as we have a look at that ball. Was a little slow from Mzobe to spot that run, but a correct decision nevertheless by the assistant referee. Elodi is your referee, Henry Lalaina the assistant, and Santra Tarvelo is the second assistant. A few adjustments that are made in that defense. Asanda coming on for Smaile. Khadebe. Salgado.
I think we spoke about Smaile, where she was a bit, caught off guard a lot of times and clumsy. So I think it was a good change there by Coach Desiree.
So Makhulula on the ball, JVW midfielder. She's really had a fantastic season. Looking for Kutsapila, does find her with the comfort. Torisho just behind the defense, and here is Lesotho. Strong run from Makhotso. She has the beating of Kutsapila, but recovers very nicely is Kutsapila. Zoe October looking to get stuck in it, and eventually the ball goes out for a goal kick.
Makhotso keeps troubling the defense with her pace and
intelligence.
Yeah,
she's really a fantastic player. Maponya. Bonolo. Looking for Zoe. That important touch there from Nsane is enough to throw South Africa on the back foot and try again.
I think Makhona should have, passed that ball on her left-hand side where, her teammates was widely open.
Bokomo finds Zoe October. Does a 360, wins that ball back. Here's Zoe October pressing, and eventually goalkeeper Fanyana just hacks it away. Ball kept in play. It is Lesotho looking for the support. It comes in the form of the captain Molefe. Ball in the box and into the handbag of Magagula. Second half picking up similarly to that of the first half. Goalkeeper Magagula just pushes the players up front. She's one of those goalkeepers that really loves leaving her line. Was punished in the 45 minutes, the first half. Khadebe.
She must be very careful when she leaves the line.
Maponya looking to release Khadebe. So that ball was slightly overcooked. Zobe still full of running. So Gabriela Salgado's come on and hogged at the left-hand side. There's Makoma. And Sane is combined well with the goalkeeper, taken instructions cleverly. There's an opportunity for Zondi to switch play, looking for Toriso. Toriso forced backwards. I think center the alarm bells in the first 45 is young Toriso. Ball goes out of play.
We spoke about how that goal, you know, gave Toriso the confidence. I mean, ever since we've seen her, you know, coming into the game, trying to collect that ball and making herself visible.
Did give her the confidence for sure. Ball out on the same flank, which has been pretty dominant. Playing the wall pass. Magagula. Watch that right up until the end, and she's one of those very vocal goalkeepers who push up her players. Maponya has remained available to start off play, pushing that ball almost past the halfway line, then sends that ball looking for October. Mistake made in that defense. Ball hangs up in the air. Hadebe. Pila. Maponya. Pretty pedestrian here in the second half. The changes that were made by South Africa. Hadebe, Salgado, Khulula. Still waiting to see the impact. Here's another effort. Keeper makes a save this time. South Africa exposed on that left-hand side. Pila being taken to the cleaners, missing that, and keeper came out, narrowing the angle. Pretty much a smile on the face, was looking for a bit of a replay of what happened in the first half.
McCourt again getting that opportunity, but not picking her head up, you know, when the goalkeeper came out, so she can just chip that ball.
Oh, here's Maponya, or in the box header, and jackknifed, but that is in favor of Magagula. Lesotho just making one change after the break. Pila. Salgado giving herself space to run at that. The group standings in Group A, South Africa and Malawi, first and second respectively, Angola fourth, Lesotho. Looks like South Africa will play Zimbabwe as the second best team that comes in, or the best runners-up in the knockout stages. Magagul finds Maponya. You need that creativity. Again, you're going to have to look at the weather conditions that have really taken its toll on the ladies. Pila found it difficult to close down as a keeper, and the flag goes up for the offside. Lesotho's forwards have really caused problems for South Africa. Here's that moment, and indeed, she gets that ball, pushing Maponya out of the way. Khadem. Looking for Bonolo. Zobe. Looking for October. Good return ball. Bonolo coming from an offside position. Our officials remain such an integral part of the game. As when you look at the referee herself, she has a master's in education and also communication, educational science. The 26-year-old. This is her first tournament actually as a referee at Lodi, Virginia. First tournament, or as Mr. Felix says, this is a batch of new referees. She's one of those who form that new batch. It's Bonolo. Much better.
Yep, much better from South Africa. We need to keep trying to put that ball down and sharing that ball. That's the only way we're going to find our confidence back.
Keeper. Well, there's a lady from Lesotho with the white bandana, jersey number 17. That is Tabeleng Potsana. Doesn't she look like Bongiwe Tusi of South Africa, who's on the bench?
Yes.
Runs like Bongiwe Tusi. Yeah, she is. Free kick. Zondi has Gabriela Salgado for company. They're going to be plotting a move that could probably send raptures out here in the crowd who are looking for something to celebrate about. Salgado grows over, played short. Zobe.
Well read from Lesotho.
Yeah, Zobe was looking for it frantically in the box, but Zondi not threading it very well. Here's Salgado. Another opportunity for South Africa to get the throw in. Salgado. She runs into a brick wall as Gabriela Salgado.
She must be very careful of that, eh?
I think she's done a good job.
Yeah.
The medical team has done a good job to work on the mental strength, and Zoe battling it out. Miss October, jersey number 10. Free kick for Lesotho. People have trickled into the stadium after a day out at school, varsity, or wherever. That is shopping as well. Makhulula gets a touch and stops the play. This time it's a throw in for Lesotho. Yeah, they are. They haven't stopped dancing and chanting. Pretty happy to be part of the occasion. The work rate of Makwato is second to none. Torisho looking for the return ball, gets it, then explodes into a run going forward, being held back by Muli. Free kick is given to South Africa on the outside as Khadebe. Ball in the box, Salgado. A second or two indecisiveness, but there's an element of an offside Have a look at that. She peels off the defense. I don't think that is an offside.
No.
She's peeling and it's a bucket run. And she has every right to ask the referee what happened there.
I totally agree.
Vicky, just as well you and I are here in commentary. This match fast reaching the 1 hour mark. Salgado, this time Bonolo playing it short, looking for that delicate pass, but well read. Picked up by the troublesome Mokhoto, does well to pick away or get away from 3 or 4 South African players. Kutsopila plays it with Makhulula. Keeper, go route 1, picks up Maponya. Dlamini's calling for it, Khadebe's calling for it. Maponya shows quick feet and then finds Mukomo. Looking to thread a delightful ball to find Salgado. First touch, second touch, keeper makes a save. And the ball is in the air. On the edge of the box is October. There's Bonolo showing some footwork. She has about 3-4 players. Torisho in the box and eventually gets away with it as Lesotho, and here's the fight. Maponya doing well. Makhulula in that defense. Here's October. Good control. Zoe October looking for the space. Forced to cut in as she tries to evade a challenge. October asking much of Fuzile. She too decides she has the beating and the taking. Of South Africa's defense.
We've seen better football from South Africa. Yet again, putting that pressure again to Lesotho's defense. But however, Lesotho was able to sustain that.
Mamponya. Oh, Mamponya. Makhulula. Quick turn from Makhulula. Pila. Salgado's available. Can be played back to Pila. Bonolo calling for it is Zondi. Zobe. Makhulula does well. Maponya opens up to give her the avenue to thread that ball. Khadebe stayed up front. Crossed that ball as she was losing her balance. And hence that ball just going out for a throw-in.
Substitution for Lesotho. Going out, receipt number 8, Rebecca Munese.
Well, he has the earlier attempt from Salgado. So a change. Lesotho, the lipstick lady Munese, and Dimpo comes on. And Dako.
We yet to see Ntako bringing that explosive, changes, especially in the middle field where Lesotho has been, suffering.
Well, South Africa have dominated the midfield. They were always going to dominate possession. They are possession-based side. Torisho, ball in the air and just hooked and played forward. And keeper gives the signal that she got this. Finds Pila out on the right. There's Makhulula. Plays it back with Pila. Salgado on the line on the right-hand side is spotted by Pila. Eventually ball is delivered in the box. Mukomo, first touch important. Second touch should have been even better. But it is tied up by Mspotsane. Bonolo. Makhulula. Maponya, she can take a strike, and that is easy. That is pretty easy for goalkeeper Fanyana.
Good attempt from the South African defense.
October. Salgado's first touch impressive, second touch better. Needs the quality to support that. Two players in the box. Torisho turns, looking to release Mzobe. Quickly taken. Magolola on the ball. Picked up by Zondi, and she flashed a shot, hoping that it will find the back of the net. Sinekuku. As some good touches by Salgado. Oh, they call her Bekele Beke. Week in and week out, yeah. She does the job. Gabriela. "65 minutes on the clock. Still plenty of time. South Africa and Lesotho locked at 1-1 apiece. That's what winning your first game does. Your second game gives you the luxury to experiment with the players in different position, in players combination. Makoma, Magolola, October running the wrong way, but eventually finds Pila. Maponya. Good ball rotation. This is what Coach Des would want. Maponya shows too much of the ball. It's a 1v1, and that could have been an offside.
Good attempt from Lesotho. Yet again, we find ourselves not really marking players and trying to play an offside trap. We have to make sure of those silly mistakes at the back.
Let off the hook by Lesotho. Here's another moment. A mistake made. Mahotso on the ball. It's been given special attention. Zoe does well. Zondi. Makoma. Zondi. Here's an opportunity for Mzobe. Bonolo. She has two players to contend with. And eventually that ball goes out. And it will be another throw-in for South Africa.
Unlucky from Zola there. I see what she wanted to do. She wanted to take that ball to her stronger feet, but unfortunately, you know, well read by the defender.
Well, this is why it's important for players to be able to use both feet. Ball delivered this time in the box. Magolola gets a touch on that, the head. Maponya has got Hadebe to contend with. Yes, Torisho showed too much of the ball and picked up by Hadebe. Zoe. Return ball, good showing there by Hadebe. Doesn't get that ball into the box, but it is Magolola who loses out. Torisho gets an important touch. Switching of play. Zondi. Salgado. Zondi looks for the return ball. Magolola is available. Gabriela using the right foot. Bokomo looking for Torisho, and it's Hadebe who goes down. Bonolo. There's Hadebe, wins that ball back. Good ball. Beauty. And keeper makes a save. They'll keep at it. Good running off the ball by Spangaronke Mzobe. There you are. First touch is good. Should have placed that ball maybe in the top corner. had the option. Magolola. Torisho. Magolola brings it down. Doesn't like the ball in the air. Ball ricochets off the back of Ramasoko. Seems to be on the receiving end. Hadebe has come on in, good reverse pass, and that should have been game, set and match for Banyana. Sponga Kwanke Mzobe. He tamely places that ball on the ground and away from the goalkeeper, Mamponya.
Mzobe did everything right there. Like you said, she should have just pick a spot and then hook it, you know, chip the goalkeeper. Who was advancing because the goalkeeper kind of already out the red,
and narrowed the angle. You got to compliment Lesotho for the showing. This is a far cry from the 3-1 loss against Angola. Worse off the match 6 was the 8-1 loss to Malawi. And here they are, holding South Africa. Let me just remind you of the goals that have been scored. It was the first goal from the Lesotho international, Muluosi Makgotso. And then Mzobe winning that ball in the middle of the park. Torisho benefiting from the bounce of the ball and pretty tight angle, but was able to thread that ball through for the equalizer. We are locked at 1-1 apiece. We are locked at 1-1 apiece.
Yep, Lesotho must be very happy to be tie right now with South Africa, having South Africa position, you know, most of the time.
Throw in. Picked up by Torisho. Needs a good delivery. Another offside, and that is Torisho. Upright, making those decisions. I don't think that was, she was actually played on by the player on the far side.
Yeah.
So another missed call. Over the top. Ball brought down by Makgotso all the way to Potane. Good challenge for the ball there between Magolola. There's Pila. Salgado looking for the return ball. There's again Zoe October. Does well, Zoe. Showing some strength. That's what the crowd love. Miss October just showing some flair. Lesotho decides we can also dish out some stuff. Torisho, last touch coming off South Africa.
Yep, that's what we love to see from South Africa. You know, a bit of flair, get the crowd off their chairs.
There's Zoe's earlier attempt shielding the ball, but have a look at this. She stops.
Ish.
In the middle of the park is Bakomo. Bakomo is Bonolo.
She's been looking for that opportunity where she can take. We know she's very much capable of taking shots.
The decision making is one that definitely needs to be worked on. Here's Zoe. One more time. I thought I'll show you that flair.
Yeah,
yes. Asking you the questions. Show me your number. I don't know. She just put a comma there. I'm coming. Ball bouncing in the middle of the park. Here's the captain, Puzile.
Pila. Magagul. Calmly plucked. Zobe. Torisho. Looking for Bonolo. Available is Hadebe. Ball delivered in the box, looking for Gabriela. But it is tidied up there by Ntsane. And still very difficult to break this deadlock. 1-1. There's an opportunity for Isabel Ludwig. She comes in for Spongabonke Mzobe. Isabella Ludwig. Hasn't she become a crowd favorite?
Isabel has the ability to control the midfield, you know, with her calmness and dishing those passes.
Very domineering character as Isabella. They've dressed for the part and are looking the part. Isabel gets a first touch. Plays the ball while she's on the ground. Zoe decides she'll let drip. Picked up by Zoe off the chest. Zoe takes a strike. Beauty! Oh no! Hands on the head and asking the heavens to open up. Keeper who had her angles closed, and Zoe took it off the chest so nicely, created space for herself, and going through the sieve. I thought it was a goal. Forgive me for that. It was plucked away by the goalkeeper, and Zoe knows how close that was. So it's Zondi who takes that corner, and Maponya.
Great attempt from the South African side.
Yeah. That was that earlier attempt by Zoe. She deserves something. She's worked hard in that midfield.
No,
good turn, created space. She's really been a little tigerish in that midfield. Here she is again, but this time she loses out to Mampoy. Khadebe having to come a little deep, and it's been clipped on the ankles. Makhulula Hadebe.
I must say, Makhulula came in and stabilized that centre mid.
Well, now one of the two of them will have to stay back and allow Ludwig to go forward. So, Zoe's worked hard. Hadebe. Ludwig gets in between two players. Pila looking for Gabriela, does find her. Continuing her run is Isabel. Pila's gets the last touch, throw in for Sineku Kuzondi. Ludwig. Now the structure of South Africa, looking for that balance on the left and the right hand side, eventually finding comfort. Here's Maponya. Mamponya, first touch. Everyone, Maponya gets a foot stuck in there. Not allowed to thread that ball through. Eventually
It does come in the form of Botsane. And here's Torisho. Torisho, she has options to her right. Picks up Gabby. Gabby running into space, but showed too much of that ball. Eventually, it was tidied up by Nteboheleng Ramasuku. Torisho has got some pace on her.
I was surprised, eh? She's really got some pace.
Here's Torisho with the pace showing that she can run almost the full length of the pitch. 17-year-old. Bunolo.
I think Bunolo just keeps frustrating me a bit with the type of body that she has. You know, protect the ball, but most of the time she loses out the ball.
A good thing is the fact that South Africa have already qualified.
Yeah.
And when we look at the defense of South Africa, Pila, tired legs, just giving up the chase. Makagula. Lots of work to do, but the future absolutely bright.
Absolutely.
That ball goes out and it's a corner. Goes out for a corner. So it's a Lesotho corner. Can Lesotho break the hearts of South Africa? Match day 7 is what it is. And South Africa are locked at 1-1 apiece. Disappointing corner taken. Now we try and get an update of what's happening at the old Peter Mokaba Stadium. In the other match, your today's results: Zambia 2, Eswatini 1, Zimbabwe 1, Botswana 0. Angola and Malawi were locked at a 0-0 draw. South Africa and Lesotho locked at a 1-1 draw. With about 8 minutes plus referee's optional time. It will be interesting to see who is the player of the match. Torisho fighting for it, does well to protect that ball. Here's Makhulula. Zoe showing a good turn. Here's Khadebe. The return ball. Zoe finds Khadebe. Khadebe to deliver a good quality ball. And that is simple for the goalkeeper. So Zambia and Zimbabwe, Eswatini and Botswana. Group B, Zimbabwe with 7 points, Zambia with 7 points, separated by a goal difference. Zambia with a better goal difference of 4. So the semi-finals, South Africa will certainly play Zimbabwe in that fixture. Zambia will be looking for the winner of Group C. And that could be anyone at this stage. Tomorrow, Mozambique and Madagascar will be playing at the old Peter Mokaba Stadium. And an offside flag goes up. There's a change
for South Africa.
Bongiwe Tusi. Torisho Mpilo, you got to really congratulate this youngster, Torisho Mpilo. And that was a goal that has brought South Africa right back into it. And in comes Bongiwe Tusi.
Going out, jersey number 15.
So jersey number 15 comes out.
Going out, jersey
Number 20 goes in. Mamponani came on and is being substituted.
Jersey number 4.
And Matidiso Makeke has come on.
Jersey number 20.
Gabriela Salgado finding Khadebe. Not finding Joy on the left, switching to the right. Gabriela finding October, Bonolo. Ludwig, come on, gives chase. Maponya. She has a goalkeeper, Makakula. Then Makhalula makes herself available. There's Manyana going through the motions with about 5 minutes to go. This will be the first draw played between South Africa and Lesotho. They've dominated this fixture over the years, and it will be a big point. Lost against Angola, lost against Malawi. They'll take this point any day. Pila. Toba. Salgado.
We see a rotation of players. Salgado now coming back to the left wing.
Getting a bit of a spray on the muscles there. This is October. It has been a big ask. Struggling there with a bit of cramps. Zoe. Well, she's done well to play almost a full match as Zoe, considering that she is playing in the lower league, and has really fought tooth and nail and has kept up with the tempo, has tried to get South Africa to play, and it's really been quite a fantastic player. There's Bonolo. And a free kick to South Africa. Fanyan organizing 3 players in the wall. Protecting prized assets. Gabriela needs to deliver the cross. There's only 2 players. Ball inside the box. Keeper comes out. Header. And ball still bobbling. Here's an opportunity for Zondi to send it right back. Salgado closed down. Here's the counter-attack. Eventually the ball goes out of play. There was an opportunity for Lesotho to show the explosiveness. Ball inside the box. Keeper did well, but eventually helped out by the defenders. Bongi Wetusi.
I must say, good reflections from the goalkeeper.
Isabel. Ball in the air, picked up by Maponya. Yes, South Africa with one more time to see if they could poke holes in that defense that has been pretty solid for Lesotho. They've really frustrated South Africa all afternoon and been able to play their game of counter-attack. Isabel. Tusi. Bonolo. Maponya. closing down, finding it difficult to find those spaces and eventually giving possession away. Gabriela.
I think the legs are talking something else now. We see a lot of stiffness and tiredness from South Africa, both teams actually.
Well, they've still got plenty to do. They have a semi-final as this October. They still have plenty to do. When we're talking about plenty, it has been a good rotation by the coach. 4 minutes to be added by the referee. Well, as mentioned, tomorrow Madagascar up against Mozambique. So the semi-finals are at the new Peter Mokaba Stadium. It is the winner of Group B that is up against the winner of Group C, which is still to be determined after tomorrow, and winner of Group A and best second place. So we can confirm match number 17, which is South Africa is the winner of Group A. They will be up against Zimbabwe, and winner of Group B, which is Zambia, they are up against the winner of Group C. That is to be determined, as mentioned, tomorrow, 3 p.m. at the old Peter Mokaba Stadium. It is Mozambique and Madagascar, a team that surprised many. It's Madagascar. Here's Zoe releasing Tusi. Maybe just giving everything they have, emptying out the engines, and eventually the ball goes out of play. Namibia and Madagascar, shock of the tournament, as we're looking at Zoe there showing a bit of discomfort, but did well to control that ball off the chest, and gives a signal to the bench that she's really struggling. And when you look at her performance throughout, she's really been one of those live wires. As Zoe October, do you remember the name? Playing for Spurs out in the Western Cape. So 2-1 to Zambia, Malawi and Angola. And at the present it's 1-1 in favor at the Seshego Stadium. So Botswana and Zimbabwe. Zimbabwe winning that by 1-0. It's been a very, very close score. The only outlier in this tournament is the game between Malawi and Lesotho. That was 8. The other goals, the other games have given us pretty respectable scores. 1-0, 2-0, and so forth. Angola and Malawi. We'll update you on that particular scoreline. Malawi leading by 1-0. That's at the old Peter Mokaba Stadium. Well, we are on the last seconds of the 4 minutes that has been added on. If you can read sign language, Sineko Kuzondi spoke volumes. This is the last chance for South Africa to make it 100%, and that ball goes over the bar. I think referee Elodie Virginia Lebaharivoni can blow a whistle any minute now. South Africa held to a 1-1 draw by Lesotho, and I'm sure for Coach and a technical team. She will be
Full time.
happy with the fact that
South Africa.
South Africa
Lesotho 1.
were put on the back foot
The player of
and
the match
looking
is
at
from
character
Lesotho.
and fighting their way back into the
Jersey number
match.
12.
Young Torisho,
Makoto Mwalusi.
deserving of player of the match is Makgoto Maulusi. Got a goal, the one that registers as having scored in every single match against every single opponent. So 1-1 is the scoreline, and player of the match goes to Makgoto Maulusi. That's how it ends at the Seshego Stadium. It is South Africa 1, Lesotho 1. We look at the statistics,
Thank you so
and
much
it tells you the story.
for coming in numbers.
However, with the possession, with the goal attempt, South Africa was not able to increase the scoreline. So from myself and Pinky and the team, we wish you a good afternoon. Do join us tomorrow. Here's the player of the match, Makgoto Maulusi of the Lesotho Defence Force, getting a good look at that, and beautiful picture.